Hello and welcome to Park Padarn in North Wales, former home of the historic Welsh slate industry, where today 8 artists are lined up in front of this spectacular disused quarry. So who will rock it and who will get slated? It's a brand new episode of Landscape Artist of the Year. In the Welsh mountains, 8 new artists face a monument to the country's proud heritage.
Well, a lot's already gone wrong. Another 5 hours, that might be okay.
And it's not just the 4-hour time limit that's causing concern.
I'm on track, unless the wind comes along and blows it into some sheep poo.
As always, the artists are working under the exacting gaze of our 3 judges.
I'm going to leave you to have a sort of existential landscape crisis in your pod. You won't be the first.
Also painting today are 50 wonderful wildcards.
We can add you right here under this tree with the sheep.
What am I doing with the sheep? Don't answer that question.
Today's winner will be one step closer to a prestigious prize. They'll be travelling to the south of France, a region that's been the muse of some of the greats of art history, Van Gogh, Monet and Cézanne, to undertake a £10,000 prize commission for London's Courtauld Gallery. So who will find a rich seam of inspiration?
I'm actually going for the gash. I'm being brave.
And who will have to dig deep?
So is painting for you a relaxing experience?
Not really.
No?
Today, 8 artists are set for a Welsh landscape contest. Emerson, an entrepreneur and painter from London. Printmaker Helen Campbell, who lives in Oldham. Chef and artist Thiago Santo from Brazil. Barry Mitchell, a Scottish painter and sculptor.
Oh, yes, I've been training. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's say that one.
Also taking part today, Cathy Sutherland, a painter who lives in the Scottish Highlands. Berkshire charcoal artist Julian Court. Chris Cypress, an oil painter from Greater Manchester. And from Barnsley, ink artist Sarah Stoker.
Regarding feeling prepared, I'm not quite sure. I think I am.
And it's not just the pod artists caught between a rock and a hard place today. Our 50 wildcards are setting up just behind them, in the same field.
I prepped by having a good bacon sandwich this morning, and now I really need a cup of tea. That's what I really need, is a cup of tea.
Our pod artists are here thanks to their submission landscapes, which are displayed ready for the judges to examine later on. But some artists are already feeling the heat.
Lash it on. We don't see the sun very much in Scotland.
The backs of my legs are burning. It's very hot, so it's going to be a challenge.
I brought loads of jumpers with me and I'm boiling.
Artists, I hope you're ready for the challenge. You have 4 hours to complete your artworks. Good luck. Your time starts now. Surrounded by mountains and sheep on every side, today all our artists find themselves facing an imposing and monumental view. Dinorwic Slate Quarry, once one of the world's largest. Directly in front of the pods, the wooded hillside is cleaved in 2 by a dramatic gouge in the rock face, where slate was once pulled from the earth, while to the side, the quarry's long-abandoned slag heaps and terraces stretch along the valley all the way to the distant hills.
I love today's view. I think it's very challenging, but I just fell in love with the colors and the rocks and all the shapes in there. I think it's beautiful.
The scene to my right is calling me a lot more, the way the light's falling on the mountains and the slag heaps. It's creating some nice shadows. I wish I had a darker sky, but I'm sure I'll be able to work with what we've got.
I'm so happy with this view. There's loads of triangles. It's like a sort of party of triangles in front of me.
Having studied at art school in the 90s, Sian Emerson has returned to her first love after spending the last 14 years running a business. Her submission in acrylics on linen board depicts the view from her London flat.
Morning, Sian. Tell me what you're up to.
Well, I'm a drawer, so I usually do draw a
Okay.
chart. Just need to identify what it is I'm interested in.
Okay. And it's all about the shape. I mean, you've even got cascading shapes written there as a note to yourself above.
Yeah. Well, I'm drawn to the central section.
Oh, interesting.
And the way that the shapes are sort of collapsing into the centre.
Yes. Your submission is also all about shapes. You've got squares.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we understand it's an urban landscape, but does it matter to you that we'll be able to read that in a way? Is it more about the shapes?
Yeah. Ultimately, I'm looking at this landscape and giving you a record of it. If I can make an image that I'd be happy putting on my wall, I think I will have succeeded.
I'm really passionate about etching, so I thought I'd try mokuhanga, which is the Japanese woodblock, but I've never done it under 4 hours. So it's a challenge today.
Helen Campbell has only recently discovered the discipline of Japanese woodblock printing, which uses water-based ink rather than the oils of Western woodcut. Her ethereal submission is based on a photograph she took of Aberfoyle Beach in nearby Anglesey.
Helen, what we really loved about your submission was the kind of monochromatic quality to it, and that it was sort of deeply atmospheric, but not overly descriptive. That operates really just with
just limited colours,
tonal register.
but I tend to work in limited colours anyway.
OK, so basically today, you've carved your drawing into this board.
I've picked that hillside there, so that whole landscape. I don't know if you can see, but it's in reverse.
Yeah.
So you can see that zigzag there on the mountain, and you can see these steps here of the quarry face. And then I wanted to create the feeling of this mottled sky with the green forest.
Fabulous. Well, I think this is going to be quite special.
It's quite ugly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a landscape that's been scarred.
Yes, by humans.
By humans,
yes.
And what's left is ugly and sort of epic and beautiful at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know you keep looking over there, and that is...
I know, that is part of the landscape, but I think this particular quarry, that's a central theme.
How do you capture the scale of it?
I mean, as a scar, it goes in, and the sun is moving.
Yeah.
So that is constantly changing.
It's an absence almost as well, isn't it? It's a gap, it's a hole.
Yeah, it is very difficult to do.
Yeah. Oh, the train, this the haunting sound of the train.
It's rather beautiful.
Also, it's been 50 years since they took slate from this hillside, but you can see the vegetation is starting to grow back.
Yeah. You know, I was going on about how ugly it is, and actually there's also optimism. So it's interesting. Yeah, let's see what the artists come up with.
It's also making me think I should redo my roof.
When it comes to being optimistic, our next artist is intent on seeing beauty in the most unlikely places.
Usually, I find the beauty in little things that makes me want to paint. An old boat, an old shoe, even something that caught my eye and somehow is beautiful, and I need to get that in paint.
Self-taught artist Thiago Santo swapped his native Brazil for the delights of Surrey 6 years ago. His submission in acrylics depicts dilapidated boats moored on a quiet stretch of Basingstoke Canal.
Thiago, how are you feeling?
I'm very nervous, but I love the view, so yeah, hopefully I'll make something nice.
It's a beautiful start. You've really sort of just shown us this kind of extraordinary kind of steps into the slate mine. Why was that your choice?
Well, the beauty today, when I look at the quarry, I see all those colors of the stones, the shadow that the rocks create. So I think this is all beauty in there. Loads of it. I can't take my eyes off of it.
Yeah. Your submission is quite serene. It's obviously a lovely canal.
Yeah.
Tell us why you chose that.
I was walking down the canal with my wife, and I just saw that broken boat there, and I just thought that was very beautiful, like a decaying beauty there that I want to tell.
I think that's why we were really struck by the submission, because it had this idea of, like, the natural world, but things slowly but surely kind of decaying in it.
My chosen medium is charcoal. Having that black and white, certainly to my eye, it is much more appealing.
Security guard Julian Court's background is in hyper-realist portraiture, and he recently turned to charcoal landscapes to free up his style. His melancholic monochrome submission should stand him in good stead today. It's a portrayal of another abandoned slate quarry right here in North Wales.
Julian, I get the sense that light is your enemy.
I must admit, I do prefer dark and dingy and...
Moody.
Moody, yeah, moody is the right word.
I'm really intrigued by the way in which you've started. I mean, apart from the fact that you've narrowed down your frame with the tape.
It's quite small, isn't it?
It is quite small, but I think it's going to be quite intense, like, thinking about your submission
as well. That's what I'm hoping for.
And I didn't realise until I was scrutinising your submission that it's actually of Snowdonia.
Snowdonia is probably my favourite place in the UK. I take photographs when I'm out walking, and then I do the drawings when I get home.
OK, well, I'll pray that the light is your friend today.
Thank you.
Fortunately, our 50 wildcards are rather enjoying basking in today's sunshine.
You know, I think you could have done better with the weather, quite honestly. I had guy ropes to secure the easel if it had been windy, and I'm not going to need them, so...
You know, you just sit in the chair and you've got the paintbrush and you've got the paints and you think, oh my God, I'm outside. I'm not in front of a computer screen.
To give themselves the best possible chance of impressing the judges, some of the artists have even recruited cheerleaders.
I brought my dad along.
Yeah, we come from Norfolk. That's why she's not used to hills. We only have molehills, really, compared to these hills. But she's doing very well.
Fingers crossed our wildcards stay on track today.
I've moved on to my board now, and what I'm doing at the moment is looking at the shapes within the quarry. You know, these mad triangular shapes. I'm just going quite cautiously. I do not want to dive into this and overcook it.
I'm concerned. I'm not entirely happy with the composition or the light, but I'm hoping that's going to improve in the next half an hour. Otherwise, it might be a case of starting again, maybe.
I've finished my carving, and what I'm doing at the moment is just putting on some base colours to prime my wood, because the more ink that goes into the depth of the wood, the better it'll print. But I need to get a move on.
In the mountains of North Wales, 8 artists are tackling the vast panoramic vista of Dinorwic Slate Quarry. And it's left our next competitor fearing a rocky road ahead.
The sort of bigger, wider, open landscapes is not really my forte. I prefer to get tighter into a lot of my subjects, so I'm actually going for the gash. So we'll see how it goes.
2 decades ago, a health scare convinced Chris Cyprus to pursue his dream of becoming an artist. Since then, a passion for capturing everyday scenes has taken root. His submission shows an allotment near his Oldham home.
Morning, Chris.
Morning.
I mean, I can see from your wonderful submission that you love sort of slightly inconsequential, ignored little spaces, and we've given you full-on central drama here.
Yeah.
Is that taking you slightly out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Really?
I do like to get tight into a subject.
But that's exactly what you've done.
Oh, well,
I mean,
this is
you've
it.
gone in. It looks like an alien spaceship has landed at the minute.
But yeah, as soon as I saw that, I just thought, take what is going on there, hone in on that.
OK, well, the sheep obviously like it. They're singing your praises at the minute, so...
Yeah.
What I'm aiming for is to give this impression of scale. The magnitude of the mass, that's what I like to show. It's massive. Isn't it incredible?
Barry Mitchell sees himself as a chronicler of the world around him and works in a range of media to conjure his landscapes. His oil painting of a French roadside substation took 2 days to complete, so today he's working in acrylics to speed things up.
Hello, Barry.
Welcome.
Very ambitious. So you're getting in this kind of extraordinary kind of slate steps with a mind.
Yeah, we'll
then
get
the
that,
kind
Rich.
of the big piles here too.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, what I want is I want everything. So, as you see, I'm going from there over to there. I've basically put in the colour. Now I'm putting in the noise, or the texture.
And then it's interesting because we're getting this texture here, but then your submission is kind of a flatter picture.
Exactly.
I think what we loved about it is just that you chose, well, just kind of quite grubby little unloved building, graffiti.
Exactly.
And
It's
then you
nobody's
turned it into
palace.
such a great picture. Whatever it is not sexy, but you made it look great in this picture.
On the grass nearby, our wildcards are using every trick in the book to produce their own interpretations of today's view.
So you've taken that chunk
Yeah,
and you put it next to that?
to that, yeah.
Nice. You don't hang about, do you?
No, I'm a bit rapid.
You're a doer. You get things done.
I'm a doer, I'm a Yorkshire lass.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
You don't sit around drinking tea all day and looking out the window,
absolutely
dreaming.
Yorkshire tea.
Lilia, hi. I'm really drawn to the way your paint is going down. It's very lively and feels very fleeting. Does it get difficult to put more stuff on it?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm sort of holding back.
Because I see you taking stuff off as well.
Yes, because I didn't want it to get muddy.
It just looks beautiful.
Do you paint outside a lot?
Nope.
Do you paint landscapes?
No.
Do you paint in groups?
No. Just by myself in my kitchen.
Oh, you have painted before then?
Yeah. I do portraits usually.
Well, why don't I just stand there and you can paint me?
Yeah, we can add you right here under this tree with the sheep.
What am I doing with the sheep? Don't answer that question.
I'd say I'm a colorist. I've been up to the quarry and brought down bits of rock. From here, it just looks grey and purple, but actually there's 8 or 9 different colours I can see straight away. So I've pinched a few bits.
Though Cathy Sutherland calls the Scottish Highlands home, she draws inspiration from sunnier climes. Her submission, rendered in her signature bold hues and loose brushstrokes, shows the view from a balcony in the Mediterranean.
Cathy, is colour the way you create form?
I just kind of see the shapes as colours to start with.
Okay.
I'm greatly influenced by the colorists, Cézanne and the south of France, really, as you can see.
Yes.
So I thought, just why not bring it to Wales?
And you've gone straight into the quarry here, undaunted.
Well, Cézanne made loads of quarry paintings, didn't he? And that's the only bit I really am drawn towards.
Your submission is full of colour. It really transports us to somewhere warm. Where is this?
This is in Menton in the south of France.
It's kind of interesting seeing it live, is how little is there. That's where the magic lies, isn't it? I've got a sense that's where your magic lies.
Today, I brought alcohol inks to work with. If you work on a slightly shiny surface, it's very resistant and it leaves really beautiful marks.
Sarah Stoker has run a pottery business since the 1990s, but is now starting to apply her techniques to painting. Using alcohol inks, she creates densely patterned and detailed landscapes, as seen in her study of the woods near her home in South Yorkshire.
Sarah, this is already a very luscious-looking painting.
Luscious.
Luscious, this is gorgeous. And I just love the way that the alcohol is doing these fascinating things that, with, you know, kind of an ice skating rink. It just sits on the surface. So you've obviously had to learn what the paint will do, how it will pull, the saturation, the opacity.
It's taken a little while. I knew the first time I ever used it that the possibilities were endless, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It didn't even come close to doing what I wanted it to do.
And is it the same process for your submission? It's marvellous. It feels like a kind of enchanted magic forest or something.
Yeah, it was a little bit more give and take on that one,
Yeah.
and it took a while to make it sort of work.
Well, it's lovely. It's a fascinating process, so abstract, and then you pull back and you completely understand it.
So I have everything blocked in. I'm going to now start drawing on top, you know, doing details. I'd like to show kind of the scale of it. So, like, another 5 hours, it might be okay.
It's really interesting with it just being that thin, tall piece in the midst of all that green, so I'm sticking to my plan. I'm not even looking over there because it looks pretty good at the moment.
I'm in fear of working over some of the marks that I like in the first painting, so it's a good idea to start something fresh. I'm full of adrenaline, but at least I've got one.
In North Wales, 8 artists are taking on the towering spectacle of Dinorwic Slate Quarry, and the heat is on.
I'm struggling. You know, it's just dries so quick. I've taken 2 prints, but as soon as I put the watercolour on here, it dries out. So that's what's interesting about working outdoors, obviously, why not many people do it.
All those million shades of colors and the shadows of the rock. I find the beauty in little things that makes me want to paint. I'm happy so far. I just want to speed up a bit to make sure I got more painting there.
Right now, I'm trying to find marks to describe the trees, in contrast to this slate, which is very sharp and geometric. Being in this pod, this is like my idea of heaven, being here. It's so fun.
But not everyone is having such a jolly day out.
So I've started again, a completely different landscape than what I was doing previously. The first one just seemed very flat. There wasn't enough in it to grab your attention. Things still aren't going to plan with the second drawing, but hopefully it will improve.
I should point out that those cries we can hear are the bleating of sheep and not the anguish of artists.
Occasionally it's an artist, but it's mostly sheep.
Helen's having some heat issues, so that's not, I suppose, an issue she might have considered having in North Wales.
I'm not sure Helen considered very much at all. She's so obsessed with her technique and the materials of this Japanese printmaking form. And it's wonderful to see someone who's sort of immersed themselves so much in a particular tradition.
She's had one pull that she's really happy with. It's lovely to see someone come with a completely new kind of skill set and get tucked into it, yeah.
I look at Chris's painting and I see someone who's revelling in the rhythm of that quarry. Would you agree?
I mean, he really has just concentrated on that scar in the landscape, but he's given us a run-up to it. And suddenly, you got the height of the thing. It is a very pretty quarry.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
But it's getting less pretty, and I like it even more because of that. And he's even got the sheep in. They're like little white humps here and there.
Sian drew up some plans beforehand. Has that helped her produce something successful?
I loved Sian's early drawings. There was a kind of joy and freedom to them and a very quick understanding of what she was looking at.
I think Sian's picture's really, really strong. I love the shapes, I love everything about it. I don't know that it's describing what she's seeing, but probably a lot of that will be corrected through continuing to paint.
Barry's commission gave us a scene in pin-sharp detail. He can't do that today, though, can he?
Yeah. Well, his composition is greedy because he wanted to get the quarry and then all of the kind of extraordinary marks this side too.
I mean, in his submission, you've got this enormous volume of sky, and today he's trying to give us this enormous volume of rock face. At the moment, it does just look like a swathe of stuff.
Sarah, in her submission, took us into the woods and all the gnarly detail. And she's got a lot of detail to work with here today, too, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, Sarah's ink, it's an incredible textured and interesting material to use. My worry is she is a slave to the effects of what alcoholic ink does.
Yeah, Sarah loves the effects. I mean, I do think that that level of immersion that Sarah gives you in the work is what's really, really powerful. You're completely lost in it.
Thiago, how's he doing?
He was one of the artists this morning that I didn't feel like the drawing was believable, but it really has started to resolve itself through the painting. It's also those beautiful tones that he's added as well.
What Thiago's done for me is he's caught the bit of that quarry that interests me the most, which is the very top. So I think he's really captured a strong sense of how I feel about the quarry, actually. Oh, goodness.
Oh, blimey.
Oh.
Ouch. That was a bit painful.
Imagine if he got his stuff out and was like, sorry, I'm late. James Bond wildcard.
Well, our two artists at the end, Julian has started a second piece, and he's not happy with his second one either.
Yeah, I mean, Julian's submission has got such confidence. We can see that he can do black on black on black on black, but make it very textured and full of shapes. So I just hope that, you know, the morning hasn't sort of unnerved him too much.
Yeah, I think Julian's second attempt is great. And it's looming, and this thing looms. It's got a menace about it, and it's all there.
Kathy started again as well.
She's a colorist. She's conjured up this quarry, and she thought, OK, let's see if I do it with a different colour arrangement, I can go a bit further.
I like the fact that she's done something else, but I'm really nervous as a consequence, because I still love what's sitting there on the floor.
That's quite interesting. So that's not too bad.
Sarah, the foliage, you're putting it on with a brush, and the foliage has got this roundness to it. And now your pens have got that very slaty look to them. Are you happy with where it is now?
Ish.
Are you ever happy with where it's now?
And it's finished.
And when is it finished?
When I'm happy with it.
OK, it's circular, OK.
Chris, you seem to have really got into it. I mean, you make it look very beautiful, really.
That was the challenge, I think, trying to make something that I guess you could say is quite ugly.
Yeah.
To make it pretty.
Could you paint me?
That is a challenge.
That's a step too far. I mean, you're good, but you're not that good. It may not be easy on the eye, but Dinorwic was once one of the largest slate quarries in the world. Opened in 1787 at the height of demand for roof slate, it employed 3,000 men.
My family connection to the quarry, we can relate to going back at least 6 generations as quarrymen, back to the 1820s.
Working in the quarry was perilous. Injuries caused by falling rocks were frequent and sometimes fatal.
My great-grandfather, a piece of slate crushed his pelvis, so he ended up in hospital for 18 months. But once he got better, straight back into the quarry, as you do.
To provide immediate on-site medical care, in 1860, the Quarrymen's Hospital was built.
The hospital was funded by the quarryman itself. It was very advanced for its time. They were one of the first to come up with the X-ray and even with the artificial limbs.
Despite slate being natural and easily recycled, cheaper materials became available and demand declined. When the quarry closed in 1969, the final 350 workers lost their livelihoods.
Today, as nature slowly reclaims the site, their story is kept alive at the National Slate Museum.
Remembering the old ways is a must, because once you lose it, not only you're losing the skill, but you'll be losing the Welsh way. So there's a lot behind it for us, like as a community.
Back on the valley floor, our very own artistic community are putting the final touches to their landscapes.
It's, for me, the first time to be painting alongside with so many of us plein air. I really enjoy the atmosphere.
I just have to, feel free, paint, enjoy the process. The most important thing is giving it your best shot, and I've been doing that, so it's okay.
The mood and the people, the friendliness, the openness, the chat, it's all there, and it's a great experience.
But which of our wildcards will experience success today?
Hello, you are a wildcard winner and you've run away from your painting. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
The judge's choice is Lilia Nishaw for her ambitious, impressionistic panorama of the entire quarry complex.
Yeah, we love it. I just think it's got such lovely energy in it. Love the sky, and I love how you managed to get the whole thing in, like the quarry and the hills. Well done.
No, I wasn't expecting to win it. My lovely friend Caroline is here with me today, and I'm sure we will go and find a nice pub in Llanberis tonight and have a drink or two.
Lilia from Kent will join the wildcard winners from all the heats to be in with a chance of a place in the semi-final. A stone's throw away, our pod artists are into their final hour.
Barry,
you grabbing pastels?
Yes, it's my secret weapon for the day. Because what I really need is sharp definition, and I find pastel on top of acrylics is perfect for that.
I'm just finishing off the second painting. I'm happier with the colours than tones, but I'm really relieved that it's nearly over, if I'm honest.
I'm going to ditch this and start a third drawing. Kind of given up, really, but we shall soldier on.
In the shadow of Dinorwic Slate Quarry, our 8 artists are nearing the end of their landscape challenge.
Right, let's have a look. That might dry quite well.
Do you have a winner yet?
Possible one.
Which one?
The last one.
And am I right in saying you haven't done that many of these Japanese style?
This is my third.
So I've got to admire your chutzpah. Is that, are
My
you...
madness, do you mean?
Well, you tell me, which one is it?
Julian, third drawing.
Yes. As you can see, I've struggled with it all day, really.
Yeah. Well, Julian, look, I'm sorry you've had such a difficult day, but I must say, looking at your discarded drawings, there's some good stuff there.
What I'm doing now is putting as much as detail as I can without overworking. 2 or 3 marks might be too much.
I'm trying to resolve some issues with my painting. Don't know if the rocks look heavy enough. Yeah, I'm just panicking a little bit, probably.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left. Mayor is right.
Still nervous. You find something right at the end, oh no, I haven't done this, or it's not finished.
Can't decide which one to go with. Not that one. maybe the first one.
Really push for time, of course. But this is the adventure. Like, I don't regret pushing the boat out and going wild.
I'm happy with the second painting, and this is the one I'll submit to the judges. I'm relieved, big style. It's all over.
I don't want to leave this pod now. I feel a bit attached to it. Quite happily live in it.
Artists, your time is up, your challenge is over. Please stop what you're doing and step away from your artworks.
Thank you, everyone. I've had a lovely, lovely day. Had a little dip when things were going a bit rough, but I figured it out, and I would still like to be painting.
Today's winner is competing for the title of Landscape Artist of the Year and a £10,000 commission for London's Courtauld Gallery. They'll travel to the south of France, the birthplace of the great post-impressionist Paul Cézanne, whose landscapes of the arid Aix-en-Provence hills paved the way for 20th century modernism.
Cézanne deconstructs what's in front of him. So if we think of Mont Saint-Victoire, he starts reducing things down to their geometric essence. And then he uses these very cubist brush marks. And the language is so abstract. However, we understand the distance, we understand the atmosphere, we understand the heat. And for somebody to conjure that up, that is the great magic trick of painting. So we're looking for an artist who can go into this landscape in the south of France and really understand Cézanne's lesson and see how the actual structure and the place can change the language of painting.
For now, in the rather more verdant hills of North Wales, the judges must decide who'll make it to the semi-final. First, they narrow the selection down to a shortlist of 3.
It's a bit like looking at scenes from the Grand Canyon rather than being in North Wales, don't you think? I mean, there's so much richness in all of them.
I thought it was just wonderful to see Helen be sort of traditional and truthful to Japanese woodblock, but at the same time to play and experiment.
It's almost like she's taken the grass off the field and rubbed it into the paper itself. I'm not sure it's got a really strong sense of place here. It's so delicate. And these mountains, they're boisterous.
Yeah.
They're boisterous things.
I think Barry, funnily enough, has got that boisterousness. And it's interesting, the quarry is immediately in front of us, which he's put to the side, and he's really taken in that whole sweep.
I think what Barry's done is so ambitious. This morning I thought he was a bit mad, but actually it sort of tells the story of this place and kind of man's intervention on it. And that texturization that he put in has been really successful.
With Chris, you sort of fall into that crevasse, don't you? It truly reflects what the quarry really looks like.
We often get artists complaining about being too far or too close to the subject matter.
Yeah.
And I think Chris overcame that by going, OK, I'm going right up to it.
Yeah.
And he's changed the sheep into kind of stepping stones.
I can't believe I like the sheep, but I like the sheep. I love what Sarah's able to achieve. I love this way of making art through all of the materials that you put together completely resisting one another.
The whole thing is just about textures. And in doing that, she sort of recreated the ancient organic feel of the place. Close up, it is mesmerizing. I mean, the mark making is... But it works from here, and that's fantastic.
That's what I find really strange about Sian's, because up close, I thought, nah. But from back here, that, for me, that is an ancient working quarry. You know, she's obsessed with shapes, and she's reflected the reality of what it is.
It's very reluctant to give us much information, but in that brutality, I mean, I'm feeling the rock face. Thiago has given us every facet of every rock. I can feel the surface of it.
The beautiful blue sky, I think, really helps bring out the lighter slate tones as well. I think that of everybody here, this kind of quite expressive treatment of the slate is perhaps the most successful for me.
Well, I think Julian was dead right. You know, having something that's so small is very, very effective. And, you know, his single tree works very well as a full stop.
I wish he hadn't actually started the second one, because when he really got going and got into the knottiness of the darker areas here, I mean, they are so interesting to look at. That's a gift to be able to get all that down on just this tiny thing.
Kathy, where's the other painting? I wanted the other painting.
Interesting.
Did you tell her to do that? I mean, I still love this because, you know, it's expressive, it's colorist, it's energetic, but the other one had air and it could breathe. This doesn't have the air I wanted in it.
It doesn't have that immediacy that she had, that first reaction to the quarry. But as a piece of painting about surface and light, I think they're fantastic.
Artists, you've all worked incredibly hard today, so thank you for your efforts. The judges have now decided which 3 of you will go forward to their shortlist. The first artist is Barry Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you. Lovely. Thank you.
The second artist on the shortlist is Chris Cypress.
Hey, of course. Well done.
And the third artist is Sarah Stoker.
The judges must now agree today's winner. To help them choose, they take another look at the artist's submissions.
Well, I love doing this show. We've spent today in North Wales, in the baking heat, looking at a disused quarry, making art.
What a fantastic way to spend the day.
It's been a cracker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chris serves up such a colourful world.
Well, he's got this very kind of quirky, charming quality to his pictures, sort of a la David Hockney. The colours are just ever so slightly hyper-real. I think seeing the 2 pictures together today, I actually like what he did today more. I think there's more texture. I think there's a bit more drama. I think he's been able to take it to the next level.
The other thing is you realise there's a light that shines from inside that greenhouse, and it's the same in the quarry today. Light emanates from it.
Sarah clearly enjoys the knotty detail.
Yeah.
Those trees, she found plenty to get her teeth in today with that quarry, didn't she?
Yeah, it's amazing. You've got to think, every drip and pooling and mark is a decision Sarah's made. It's amazing that they coalesce to make this whole.
But I also think Sarah's completely lost in her own imagination. I mean, I go into that forest, I feel like I'm in a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, you know. And today, you've got that lovely tree in the bottom right-hand corner, and then you're carried right the way up to the top where you can finally breathe. You do get this sense of a storytelling.
Barry gave us this ugly little utility building in a beautiful sky, and today he's shown he's not a one-trick pony.
He saw what we gave him today and he was like, I can't pick, I'll just do it all. And I don't know quite how he's managed to give us everything in this one picture and for it to make sense. It still somehow manages to have breathing space.
But actually, it's about man's intervention in the landscape. And today, he really wanted to tell us about the history of the place, the quarrying of the slate, the destruction of the mountain, and to do that in a completely different medium, I think, is quite remarkable.
Barry, Chris, Sarah, congratulations on getting this far. To reach the shortlist is a great achievement. But only one artist can go through to this year's semi-final, and the judges have made their decision. That artist is Sarah Stoker.
I don't really know what I'm feeling right now. There's too many emotions. I can't believe it. Really can't believe that I've won.
Good for you. Good for you. Lovely work.
When I arrived this morning, I just wanted to do a painting that would do me proud. So after watching every series to have won a heat is just phenomenal. Can't believe it.
I think Sarah's just such an interesting character. She creates these really magical, fantastical spaces that are weighty with sort of meaning and feeling. I think it's really exciting when you find an artist that might bring a different sort of language to the way in which you look at landscape. And I think, thank you, I think to know that we've got that range in the semi-final makes me really excited about what we might see from her going forward.
Next time, rain ponchos at the ready.
Are we allowed to finish early?
As we meet 8 new artists tackling the complicated view from Bristol's historic harbourside.
Literally holding everything down. Hopefully it will stay.
So who will be racing to victory?
I'll be doing a dot until they blow the whistle.
And who will find themselves man overboard?
How long have I got?
11 minutes.
Oh, well, that's all right. I can do it in 11 minutes.
Oh,